Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for being here today. Thank you for attending today's professional meeting. I appreciate everyone taking the time to join the discussion. As shown on the background slide, today's topic is digital transformation and AI in education and the workplace. We have all watched the idea pitching video provided earlier. Uh, you watched?
Yes,
Everyone
we
watched,
did.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
That video raised several important points about how AI is currently being introduced and what challenges still remain. The purpose of today's meeting is not to uh, present, but to discuss the problem identified, um, evaluate the proposed solutions, and finally decide on a realistic way forward. To keep our discussion focused, our agenda today includes three main parts. First, identifying the key problems we're facing. Second, discussing possible solutions from different perspectives. And third, agreeing on next steps and decisions. So let's begin by clearly identifying the problem. Chen, could you start from the technical point of view?
Oh, thank you. From the technical perspective, and the main problem is that the currently education and the workplace system, they are not flexible enough to respond to individual needs. And in education, the same teaching pace and the material are often applied to all of students, and regardless of the learning speed or ability. As a result, some students fall behind while others feel unchallenged. And another, in the workplace, many employees still spend a large amount of time on the repetitive and the routine task. And these tasks do not require creative or critical thinking. Sorry. Yet they take up valuable work hours. And overall, these systems are designed for efficiency at scale, but not for personal application. That exactly where AI is being proposed as a solution. So,
Yes.
do you agree with me, Mr.
Yeah,
Liao?
yeah, I agree with you, Chen.
Okay.
And I'd like
Thank you.
to add that this lack of flexibility also creates pressure, stress, and even burnout for both students and employees. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
exactly, Liao.
Yeah, I'm
And
sorry to
when the
interrupt.
system don't adapt to the people, and the people are forced to adapt to themselves over time, and this often happens at the cost of their well-being, at the mental health. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry for that early interruption.
okay, okay.
I understand the problem has been described, right? But there is a important thing we need to discuss before we directly jump into our solutions. So you say the problem, whether the problem is considered a universal problem or it's only affect certain groups such as a certain industrial or certain types of people, right? So that's the thing we need to identify before we really into the discussion for our solutions. That's I want to ask. Mm-mm.
Yes, that's a fair point. And however, based on the example shown in the video and both the student and workers across different sectors, they seem to face very similar issues related to the inflexible system. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank you for classifying the problem. So, at this stage, we can agree that the key issue is inflexible systems affecting performance, health, and efficiency in both education and the workplace. With the problem clearly identified, let's now move on discussing possible solutions. Liao, could you take the lead next?
Yes, Chin, thank you. Based on the problem, we have just identified let's focus on the health print AI solution proposed in the video. So the key idea here is not to push people to work faster or student longer hours. Instead, the goal is to help people work and learn in the healthier way. For example, AI system can monitor workload, patient student discussion, screen time, and even stress-related indicator. When the system detects overload, it can recommend short break, task adjustment, or changes in learning pace. In this way, AI act more like a support system rather than content matrix. This approach difficulty addresses honors, which become service issue among both student and employee.
Oh, here's this. I want to see. From the technical perspective, the monitor patterns, such as the workload and the time usage, is already flexible with the existing technology. So
Yeah,
the first, yes.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. The technology itself is not the main brain. The real issue lies in how organizations choose to use it and what priorities they set.
that's correct. So I can see the potential benefits from your statement, but however, from a perspective of a economic perspective, so wouldn't that encouraging more breaks will end up in reduced productivity in the short term? That's the issue.
So I get you. That's concrete in and table. However, research and the practical expense such as the offsite helps the work and student tend to perform better in the long run because they make fewer mistakes, remain more focused, and less likely to burn out.
Yes, I think your is good. And let me say, the building on the discussion, the video also proposed an AI-powered personalized system. And in education, and AI can adjust the learning material and based on each student's progress, strengths, and weakness. So this allowed students to learn at a pace that suits them, make them better, right? And another thing is in the workplace, the AI can take over repetitive tasks, such as data progressing or the routine reporting. And this phrase and the employee too, they can focus on the higher value work that require creativity and problem solving. They more like, right? And it's important to note that in the model, yes, and AI is designed to support the human rather than to replace them. So, do you know? Agree with
Yeah,
me?
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for answering my
you.
questions. So that sounds promising, but still considering the cost of the implementation, that could be quite a big challenges for not say all of the companies or organizations, but for the majority, it's a problem.
Oh, yes, Mr. Wu. That's true, that's correct. And which is why a phrase implementation or a pilot program because it's often recommended as a start point.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, discussion. Thank you, everyone. So far, we've discussed the two main solution directions, all right? First, using AI for personalization and efficiency. Second, using AI to support health and well-being. Before we make any decisions, we need to evaluate these solutions more practically. Yeah. Let's move on that next. Who could you learn the evolution?
Yes. So first of all, thank you for your sharing for two perspectives, and Chairman, thank you for your leading. And now it's my turn. From a economic perspective, right, for both of your solutions, it's already cleared, have their stresses, have their advantages, but also in the same time, they have involved current risks for health for the technical. The personalized AI system can significantly improve efficiency. That's right, and what it required strong digital infrastructure in the initial capital investment. So with ongoing that, it will cost you more than you expected. But on the other hand, the health-centered AI system, it focuses on the well-being and sustainability. While its benefit and it's important, right? But when we consider the return on the investment, it might not be immediately visible. So it takes time, maybe years, to see the revenue. So the key question here we need to ask is which solution is more realistic and in the short term, so which should support a long-term goals.
So sorry, Mr. Wu. I'm not disagree with the framing. Though infrastructure costs are indeed high, but the personalized AI system tend to deliver make sure and outcome faster. A school and company often the priority solution that can show clear and qualified result within the shorter time frame.
But I don't understand your point,
Okay,
Chen.
thank you, Liang. Yes.
However, focusing only a measurable outcome can be risky in the long run. Health-related benefit may be less valuable, but ingrained then often lead to burnout, higher turnout, and long-term productive losses.
Oh, yes, that's fair argument. And perhaps I think this issue is not about choosing one solution over others, but rather than about deciding how to combine them effectively. So, Mr. Wu, what do you think?
Yeah, that's good. So from both of your speakings, I agree with your perspectives.
Yes. Okay.
It seems like that a combined approach could reduce the risks and allow the investment to spread over time. So rather than we just take one specific perspective for us a solution, right?
Yes, I agree as well. But then competition must be carefully balanced if the infection become the dominant primary health constituent may once again be overlooked, clean guideline and boundaries neatly, you know.
Yes, correct.
Thank you for the productive discussion. Let me briefly summarize what we've established so far. There seems to be agreement that no single solution is sufficient on its own. A combined approach is more sustainable. Maintaining balance between efficiency and well-being is essential. Before we move on to final decisions, we still need to classify how this combined approach can be implemented in practice. We all move to final decisions and next steps.
Okay.
Next, thank you, everyone. We've had a thorough and balanced discussion so far. Over in the problem, possible solutions, and their implications. Before we finalize anything, I'd like us to focus especially on decision making rather than summarize or proposing a solution myself. I think more appreciate to hear how we can move forward realistically. Wu, could you start by sharing your view on the most practical way forward?
Sure thing, Chairman. So, like I said earlier, so I strongly believe that a combined solution is the most realistic and sustainable options. So once we combine them together, instead of relying on one solution only, that creates unnecessary financial and operational risks. So a phased implementation allows organizations to control the cost, right? The first thing, then to evaluate the real impacts and adjust over time, adjust the investment over the period of time. So most importantly, so by combining the efficiency, the health, the technology, and the basic trainings, the organizations can finally focus on a long-term sustainability rather than a short-term gain. That's a answer.
Yes, I totally agree with Mr. Wu. Yes, thank you, Wu. And from the technical standpoint, a phrase rollout also makes system integration much more manageable and reduce the risk of the implementation in the future. Sorry. So do you agree with me? Or do you
Yes,
agree with
I
Mr. Wu?
agree as well. As long as the health indicator and embedded into the system from the beginning, AI can guide and support users, and instead of the creating ethical pressure, you know.
Okay, so once again, thank you for your the information. So based on the discussion we just had, I suggest we clear define our decisions. So first, by step, so first we adapt a combined AI system. Then we begin with a pilot program. Third, we include basic training for users alongside the pilot. So this approach balances the innovation, the cost control, and the human impact.
Thank you, Wu. Just to confirm, are we all in agreement with this proposed direction?
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, good as well.
So, before we kind of finish our meeting today, I have one more thing I want to add on. So I suggest maybe we should schedule a review meeting, right? After the pilot program has been functional. Does that sound good to you guys?
That's noted. We'll include a revenue session as part of the implementation plan. If there is no further business, Thank you, everyone, for your constructive input and participation. This meeting is now adjourned. Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you,
thank
thank
you,
you.
guys.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much
Thank
for
you,
your
Yeah.
sharings. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Okay,
Okay,
bye bye.